Hi everyone, I'm John, and my capstone project was to plan, design, and build a self-contained digital site that U.S. Navy communicators can use ashore and at sea to introduce them to the concepts and applications of the DICE model of communication. The DICE model is a design thinking and communication model that can be applied to every communication challenge at every level of an organization and be used by every communicator, regardless of their experience or skill level. It's really a way of thinking. It's comprised of 4 steps. D stands for define the problem. There's ideate solutions, create content and experiences, and then evaluate effects. The DICE model borrows from the British Design Council's Double Diamond model and combines 3 types of thinking: divergent, emergent, and convergent thinking. This combination of design thinking principles, human-centered design practice, and the communication model make DICE a powerful tool for communicators. The challenge for the Navy, though, was how do we train a force of more than 1,300 sailors to start thinking this way? We realized we had to start with training and education, and that's where this project, DICE Cards, comes in. DICE Cards are an introductory tool the Navy can use to introduce the DICE model and some of the principles and practices of design thinking and user-centered and user experience design. The project began with me working with Navy leaders responsible for the training and education of the Navy's communicators. These leaders are the stakeholders. The constituents, those who the site will serve, are the Navy's mass communication specialists. I created a constituent persona and identified their challenges and needs. The goal then was to build a site that's designed mobile first, but responsive for all devices, able to serve as a standalone web package that can run on a device not connected to the internet, something that's really small in size so they could download it onto a mobile device, and also something that would make sense if it was printed and used as poster boards or printed training materials. With all that in mind, I moved to storyboarding the site. Most of the information for the site was included in a 600-page training manual that me and that leadership team of stakeholders have been writing over the past year. So, storyboarding the site and limiting its scope was most important. After getting an idea on the scope of the project and creating a rough storyboard, I began working a wire diagram. After many iterations, it became obvious that this project should deliver training cards, limited information that helps people understand but doesn't dive too much into the details. I then started working on the color schemes and decided to use an ocean and desert scheme as a hat tip to the Navy and Marine Corps. Taking a look at the site, you can see the site index is a simple menu page, and then the rest of the site has 6 different types of cards: introduction, define, ideate, create, evaluate, and tool cards. The site design allows users to navigate sequentially through the cards. I hand-coded the site using Atom and hosted it on my GitHub page. Initial results from the stakeholders was positive. They rated the quality of information as high and rated the site easy to use and easy to navigate. Probably most important, though, is rated knowledge increased 70% from an average of 2.0 on a scale of 5 before using the site to 3.4 after using the site. This is a good indicator that the site is successful at providing an introduction to the DICE model. Usability test were conducted for readability, speed, and accessibility. The site did well for readability and speed, but there were two small accessibility issues that will be corrected in future development. In conclusion, the DICE model and the DICE card site is a tool that will help communicators use design thinking and user experience design principles when they produce content and experiences. By embracing these concepts, it'll help communicators learn to adapt faster to the changes in the communication space, focus their efforts on problem solving, become more data conversant through rigorous evaluations, and will help them better use storytelling for both their content and their designed experiences. Thank you all for listening to my presentation.